So somebody said to me, Pascal, why don't you look after the Irish people? There's so many Irish homeless people, but you seem to look after Ukrainians first, and invited legal immigrants and anybody else that comes in the country, and not look after the Irish homeless people. I nodded. And they said, why don't you look after the sick people? Why don't you build extra hospitals? You're quick enough to give money for COVID, you spent billions, but you won't build a hospital, you won't put in extra beds, extra rooms. Pascal, why don't you do that? And I said, you know the reason? Firstly, is this. There's no money in it. We're owned by Europe, and they have big agendas to fulfill for the World Economic Forum. So there's no money to look after the Irish homeless, but there's loads of money to bring in people from different countries. And there's other ways of laundering money by doing this. And we get paid big bucks for doing this. So we won't look after the health of Irish people because there's no money in it. And there's lots of money in the pharma industry. And people sick creates lots of money for them. And they run the world. BlackRock, Vanguard and State Street own the pharmacy industry, and they own everything else. So once you understand how the world works, you'll understand that we have no choice. And if we're not in charge of doing it, somebody else is in charge of doing it. And unfortunately, that's the way it is. And we have families, and we have to look after them. So if you ask me why don't we look after our own people, there's no money in it. I'm sorry to say.